Okay, team. So in this training call, let me go back real quick. The executive summary, this is the replay of what we're going to be putting up today to walk you through getting your LegalShield reinstated and getting everything set up the correct way, okay? So that you make sure your mid-tier level 3 is activated. Now, if we go into this training call, I'm going to show you guys where the LegalShield portion starts at. So right here is a 4-hour call. It's like 2 halves. The first half we go through the order form. We went through a bunch of things. How to get going in the right direction in business we took. Right. We went through the walkthrough of the funnel. The second half of the recording starts at 1 minute and 51 seconds. Okay, so if you go to the 1 minute and 51 second mark, this is the part of the recording where it shows you the LegalShield build. Okay, so that's where LegalShield starts at. It shows you the direct deposit form. It shows you the compensation plan and how to actually build up those packages. So at the 1 hour and 51 minute mark, so it's like the 2 hour mark pretty much. The first 2 hours is we're talking about the philosophy behind it, how much you get paid, the things like that. And the second part is all about LegalShield. So go to the 1 hour 1 minute mark when I put this replay up, and you'll be able to see everything that you missed on this call when it comes to how do you calculate if I have an associate and I'm a director, how much money will I make if someone signs up for a LegalShield package? So I showed you how to actually find the compensation plan. I showed you what the compensation plan was, but I didn't show you guys how to find it and how to find all these things. So today we're going to walk through how to find the things that you need within your back office and what you should have so that there's no discrepancies, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and pause that for a second. Now out of here. Okay. I know it's not about to do nothing crazy. All right, so this is my LegalShield back office thing. And the way we get to the LegalShield back office is really simple. You go to LegalShield.com, okay? And when you get to LegalShield.com, I might have to log out. Okay, you just click the sign in button here. It's going to ask you for your username and password. Being as I'm already signed in, it's not going to ask me that. So, and then you're going to arrive to this page here, all right? And this is pretty much your legal benefits page, okay? It's a legal benefits page. I click the home key here. I click home. Let me see what happens. Okay, yeah, this is the home page. All right, perfect. Okay, and so from this page, we're trying to get to this page here, right? So from this page, you notice it's not on here. The first thing you want to do is what is the first thing you want to do? Click on. Okay, so from this page, you click on your profile window and click on My Products. And when you get to My Products, it'll tell you everything that you have, okay? So your associate agreement and your LegalShield. This is your associate side. This is your legal benefits side, all right? And so on your associate side, from here, you click on Associate. And that brings you into the page where I was just at. Okay, so from the home page, you click on My Profile, My Products. From My Products, I'm going to close that. From My Products page, you click on your associate side. If you click on the LegalShield side, it takes you to a whole different, it takes you back to that page, okay? So you don't want to click on the LegalShield side because it takes you back to the home page. You want to click on your My Products, come down to your membership, and click on the associate side, okay? On the associate side, you're going to have a few things that you notice. Hold on to me. Give me 1 second. I don't know how this happened. Okay, there we go. You have a few things that you notice. first thing you notice is you got these tabs on the side: my apps, reports, my team, advanced applications, perks, all this type of stuff, right? If you click on applications here, right, this is how you see where your recent applications are. This is how you see where your recent applications are, okay? And then you click on organization, you can see your entire organizational applications, okay? And so that's a given. Come back over to the home page of your associate side, and you have engaged by LegalShield, prospect by LegalShield, fast start training, submit application, the whole nine, okay? If you go into engage, it takes us to the engage type. You also want to make sure that you have your LegalShield Advantage set up. If you have your LegalShield Advantage set up, let me see if I click on engage. Okay, it'll take you here, making sure that you have your LegalShield Advantage set up. If you don't have LegalShield Advantage, you may not be able to access this site, so you want to make sure you activate your LegalShield Advantage. You also should have prospect by LegalShield, okay? I didn't click on this on purpose because when you have prospect by LegalShield, this is pretty much, before we get there, prospect simplifies managing your customer relationships, add context and resources, while the app tracks your prospects, engagement, and all this good stuff. So this is like a business center, like a CRM center for your business, for your LegalShield business. You want to agree to the terms and conditions about their data privacy, right? Go ahead and click on agree. And when you get into prospect by LegalShield, right, then you'll see your new associates training, right? You'll see your enrollment links. So you see a few things over here. Here's shareable links, right? So you see a few things over here: small business associate stories, member stories. So you see all different types of things that you can actually use, that we can use for our interns to see when they get in here, so you can know how to navigate. And this is for your personal understanding and things like that. So you want to really, really play around with your entire LegalShield back office because they got a lot of things in here, okay? I want to particularly click on associate training, because when you click on the associate training, this takes us to the actual training on how to complete your fast start, like how to actually get there, right? No, is it? So, no, I'm sorry. This is something new. Look, they didn't change it again. So, okay, I see what they're doing. Your network course, that's what they got in here. And the power training, sales master class, speaker tool. So they got a bunch of trainers. It's the first time I've ever seen this thing. They done did something different. And they got business solutions training from a licensed agent division. Okay, that's what if you actually sell insurance and you are a licensed agent. Okay, so it's good to check out all of these things because there's a bunch in here. All right, so just a quick walkthrough. All right, so that's just that part. Where the fun stuff is located at is going to be inside Engage by LegalShield. Okay, and so the first thing you want to do is you need to reinstate yourself, team. All right, and so we're going to come over here to Engage. You're going to need two things. Well, when Jamie spoke to Jim yesterday, well, Jamie he's already activated in the system, right? He contacted him and he didn't have to fill out a new associate agreement. However, you're going to need two things. If you are already in the system as an associate and you're under someone else and not under me and you're in the downline as your sponsored associate, you need to be put back into our downline. Okay, that's what you need to do. And the way you do that is that you're going to have to fill out, well, it actually tells you. Let me show you where to find it at. You go into the resources tab right here, click on resources, right? Resources, and then in the all categories tab, click on additional resources. Drop this button down, and you should see it right here, sponsor change. Sponsor change guidelines. Let's go ahead and read this, okay? Sponsor change. Most generally, a sponsor change is done to move an individual from one organization into another organization, meaning that one sponsor to another sponsor. We call I'm myself as an organization, you will be an organization. Each one of your legs is an organization, okay? And so just understand LegalShield terminology. What is the procedure for changing sponsors? While not encouraged, sponsor changes are allowed provided you have been an active associate for at least 6 months. To complete a sponsor change, submit a new associate agreement, pay the associate enrollment fee, obtain written releases from your entire upline, beginning with your sponsor through all platinum levels. Written releases must be sent within 10 days of the date the corporate office receives the new associate agreement. Releases are not required for associates who have had no business activity in the last 12 months. Releases are not required for associates who have had no business activity in the last 12 months. The reason you want to do the reason that release is in place is because, like I say, and that's why I say releases from your entire upline, beginning with your sponsor through all platinum levels. Why do they say that? Because LegalShield pays out overrides at every single level when one member come on the book. So when as an associate, when you bring a member on the book, your sponsor get paid, their upline from him get paid, the executive director get paid, and all platinum levels up top get paid for one member coming on the book. If you got a team under you, let's say 25 associates, and all of them are productive, you bringing members on the book, and you move out of that downline into somebody else's downline, then all of that commission that's getting written up top, over top of you, they will no longer receive any money from that because you just moved yourself out of that downline. Does that make sense, Thane? And so it's very lucrative business here, but they're also very, very, thorough when it comes to how they move people around and what's what, because it's all tracked and it's all practical, okay? Sponsor change will not count toward level advancement. If you press the sponsor change, you will lose all downline level advancement, counters, qualifications. You will continue to receive earnings on membership sold prior to the sponsor change. However, if you terminate your associate agreement, you will not continue to receive earnings. Your existing counters will not be added to your new upline counters. You are now eligible for another sponsor change for 1 year from the date of the last sponsor change was processed. Okay, so that only applies to you if you have been an active associate. You've been writing business on the books, and within you've been writing business on the books. If you ain't been writing business on the books, 9 times out of 10 it don't apply to you. If you're not even an active associate, 9 times out of 10 this is not going to apply to you. However, if it does apply to you, then you want to go back over here where you got the sponsor change form. What's the first thing it say do? Submit a new associate agreement. Okay, and where's the new associate agreement at? It's right here. Associate application USA. This is how the associate agreement looks. Right? You want to print this out. You want to put your name and information on there, your social security number, and your date of birth. We don't use federal tax ID number, team. LegalShield do not pay you revenue. Okay? We have to have common sense when it comes to, should I use my business information or should I use my personal information? We got to have common sense when it comes to understanding what you are doing as a low-risk entrepreneur. Low-risk entrepreneurs, low-risk professionals, we do not commingle things, right? On the business side of things, we do business. On the consumer side of things, we do consumer stuff. So if you are a merchant on the business side and somebody is trying to pay you commission checks, that is not nobody's swiping their credit cards and giving you a transaction. They're not putting revenue from a service you sold. 100% of that revenue goes to you as a corporation first, because your corporation sold the service. So if you are not the person who created the product on the business side, if you are not the entity that created the product and that is collecting a transaction from the product that you created and then distributing commission to somebody, you should never think about using your EIN. It's only for for revenue. Okay? It's only for revenue. Employer identification number. It's for your revenue. Right? If it's somebody paying you commission, paycheck right? Working income from wage earnings and things like that, it's automatically going on your SSN side thing. Automatically going on your SSN side, okay? That's the bottom line. So that's a very, very clear understanding so we understand the difference. Sponsor and associates, you want to put that on here, right? And then the place and associate number. So you want to have all the information on there if you need to. I recommend reaching out to Jim Tanner with a simple message. Hey, Jim, right? I'm reinstating my LegalShield benefits. Do I need to do a sponsor form change or no? Because I want to make sure that I'm under Larry and our team downline. That's all you gotta do, okay? If you do not have LegalShield, you are not an associate right now, then all you have to do is use my link when I post the replay up. It's going to have my link, it's going to have this video, and it's going to have the executive summary video. That's all the information that you're going to need, okay? I'm going to also attach these two forms in case you need it. So I'm going to attach the sponsor change form and the application. I'm going to attach those two forms. So everything is going to be in the replay, full instructions thing, okay? When you get the information and you get the instructions, that's the when we supposed to activate. Not early, not prematurely, right? When I have these conversations with you, I'm informing you on what's about to happen. You'll always, anytime I need for you to take an action, you'll always have the instructions written inside of a credenda, inside of our assignments room with everything that you need. Every single time, thing. You don't have to ever sit here and be like, guess to yourself. Like, if you have to guess, if you have to be like, I wonder what I'm supposed to do, then that means that it's not time for you to do it yet because I haven't given you the instructions. Does that make sense, thing? If it makes sense, put a yes in the chat. Okay? Moving forward. If I need you to do something, you will have the instructions in the assignment room, just like we've always had. Like, this is a new. Every single time we needed you to do something, you've had the instructions, right? All right, perfect. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, MJ. Thanks for that. Appreciate you guys. All right, let's go. All right, so that's that portion of it. That's that part of it. All right, so I think that's it. Any questions about anything that I went over? Any questions about it? Okay. All right. So pretty much, where do I find Jim Tanner's contact info? I'll have that information as well, Michael. I'll have a link to him right on Facebook where we contact him at. Yeah. Hold on. There's another question that just came through. Let me look. Do we need ID Shield? I would do ID Shield because you're going to receive it. You don't, so it's pretty much optional, team. Whatever you get is pretty much optional. Okay. So ID Shield is going to monitor your credit through all three business rules and protect your identification. The LegalShield, and again, I show you how to build that part out inside the video that I'm telling you guys to watch inside the executive summary. So what you should have and how you should have it is going to be right in this video. So you'll get a start at the hour and 51 minute mark, and we went through that entire situation on what you should have and how you should actually build out the packages. Okay. The better answer for that question right now is the fact that when we build our package, it includes our LegalShield benefits for you and your spouse or your family, you and your family, our ID Shield benefits for me and my family. It includes our business benefits, 49, 69, or 159. I think that's the three packages, right? You got the $49 package. And it includes your associate agreement, right? And so with all those services added, you'll be paying like $100 and something a month for your legal benefits. When your interns come on board and they ask you, well, what package should I choose? That's our standard bill. That's how you protect yourself and that's how you protect yourself through and through. You protect your entity, your family, your identification. That's how you protect yourself through and through. So they ask you what type of package should I build, and they watch the video, and they say, hey, well, what services should we have? Those are the services that we have. Make sense, thing? All right, cool. All right, so any other questions on those things there? All right, this is not going to be a long team training call. This is going to be very quick. Very, very fast. All right. Make sure. Right. So we already do that coming up as soon as I close this call out. What else is happening? Yes, associate fee is $99 unless LegalShield have a special going on. But if you are already an associate team, you don't have to pay the associate fee anymore. Right? So how do you know you're associate? You can get here. If you get here into this back office here, you can't get into engage, but if you can get here, you are already an associate. You wouldn't even have this if you weren't an associate. Okay? And so yeah, all you gotta do is reinstate your benefits and make sure you use my link so you can come under our downline. Okay. And again, if you're unsure, you're gonna reach out to Jim and he's gonna tell you exactly what to do. If you're unsure. And the reason why, because I can't actually see you in the downline because you're not in my downline. So if you're not showing here where I put my team at, and I go click on genealogy, the only people I see on here is myself and Will. Okay? That's the only people that I can see when it comes to, am I associate under the downline, Larry? I don't know. If I click on Will's name, it says it right here, I'm an associate. If I click on my name, it says it right here, he's an associate. Right? So that's pretty much how it is. So to make sure that you are an associate in our downline, when Jim pull it up, Jim can pull up everybody. He's going to pull up your name, and he's going to look at your account, and he's going to see what you need to get done if you are not sure. But right now, you're not showing in this downline. So, so you're going to reach out to him if you're unsure. If you know you're not an associate, you know you never had LegalShield benefits, or you know it's been over a year since you've even logged into LegalShield, you haven't even looked at it for more than a year, then it's best that you just go ahead and re-sign up like a new person so that you can be right in the downline. Okay. But again, you gotta reach out and make sure. So reach out and make sure. Don't just assume, guys, because you don't want another thing you don't want is to lose your tenure by creating a whole different account and you already got an account in LegalShield. Okay, so you want to definitely reach out if you're not sure. If you are sure, you're gonna be just using this link and purchasing the benefits. All right. Let me go through a bill real fast. Come over here. And it's a real quick build. It's how every single person that comes in our corporation to build out their LegalShield package. They get LegalShield. Okay, basic is for you and your spouse. Unlimited number of personal legal issues. If you have a lot of family members, you need a lot of legal stuff, then you want to get that package. Okay, and so normally you want to click this one. Select the tier, $29.95. Okay, then you don't need any of these. Because it's called additional supplements. You don't need additional anything. All right. So now you got the $29.95 in your card. Go to ID Shield. Okay. ID Shield. You want to protect it on all three major business credit bureaus. So select that tier. Okay. That's the ID Shield package. Right. Right. Next thing you want to do is your your small business. You get to choose one of these tiers. Select the 49. All you need is regular coverage. Okay. How about you? Is it public traded nonprofit? Is it public traded? Nope. No public traded company. Okay. So that's your package right there. $98.90 a month. If you change this out to the family plan, right? Ideal for families. I mean, you got kids and everything like that. If you and your spouse is 29. If it's you and your spouse and your kids and all that, then it's definitely the 37, right? And it's only a slight change from that, okay? And then your associate agreement here, as an individual, you've never been convicted of a crime, and then continue. So that's the build. And if you change it right here, that's the bill. Okay? $97.90 plus the $99 fee, whatever the case may be. Your total per month is here, $98.90. Okay? Why do we pay you stipend? So that you can afford everything that you can afford to be an impart, right? So you can afford your business. That's why we pay you a stipend. Training dues and expenses. That's what stipend is for. And so if you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're performing well, then you ain't going to have no problem paying your encryption fees, or your interns no problem paying the encryption dues, no problem paying your LegalShield benefits, and anything else that you need to pay for as you're advancing through the hierarchy as an end partner. Make sense? Even up to the $50,000 when you want to become a general partner, you should have no problem paying everything that you need to pay as long as you are performing okay. All right, so that's how that rolls thing. All right, I want to shift and I want to pivot real quick. As long as we don't have any more questions, we're going to go ahead and pivot real fast. Let me go ahead and stop the screen share on this. Where is it? All righty then. Okay. Okay. All right, so hold on. Okay, so we good on questions, right? All right, so I'm gonna go over to this other. Okay, so one other thing, team. Well, the next topic here, we're introducing. Right, so we're introducing Brian. Well, not introducing Brian right now, and that's what I need to talk about. Okay, so we know Brian, right, is our general partner's offices. That's the name of our locations. That's the actual name of the institution that we're delivering the product under for the Inbound Nation Development Institution. Okay, and so we don't want any confusion. So we know who. When do we introduce Brian as a corporation? Like, do anyone know when we actually roll that out to let them know that this exists, to let them know that it exists? Right, that's the first thing. When do you think we roll that out to the end partners in this corporation? Do we roll it out A, when they first come in, during the assessment and enrollment process? B, when they start business week 1 and 2? Okay. C, when they start business week 3? Or D, the shareholders convention? Or E, the regional developers huddle? When do you think we roll it out? What would you guys think? Right, Michael, the convention. That's when we roll out Brian. Okay. The reason why, right, and the convention team, not the developers huddle, MJ, the convention. So the reason why the convention team is because our shareholders convention is like going to a keynote for Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway. At his shareholders keynote convention, what is he rolling out? The new corporations that they just put on the books, the fiscal year numbers on what happened. So all new stuff that's coming up. You go to a keynote for Apple, What is the CEO of Apple rolling out? Hey, this is the new thing we're launching, the new iPhone 17, right? The new type of iPad, the new type of Apple, the new product that's coming out, okay? Does that product make up the Apple Corporation? Or is Apple the corporation? Make sense, thing? And so, NBL Nation Development Institution is our corporation. And inside this corporation, we have to have, that's right, Michael, we have to have an unveiling of all the different types of products and services that we bring out. It's not like Internet La Land unveiling. Hey, get on this PowerPoint presentation. We're going to give you a 30, 45-minute, a 90-minute presentation. And at the end, we're going to put a price point by saying, hey, I could have did this or I could have did this. But instead of charge you this, it's going to be this. That's La Land stuff thing. Okay, we're not selling products to consumers here. We're rolling out a corporation. Right, we are not commonplace. Make sense, thing? All right, so with all of those things being said and established, right, the first thing that we must do is onboard an intern. Onboard the correct person that we want to actually roll it out to. Now, are we rolling this out to the public? That's another question. Are we rolling this out to the public thing at the convention? No, we're not, right? We're only rolling it out to our end partners and interns. That's it. Okay, end partners and interns. Why do I say end partners and interns? Because as an end partner, you already paid $3,000. As an intern, you are a sponsored associate. Make sense? And we're going to have both in here. We're going to have both. So the first thing we must do is introduce it onboard our interns. Only end partners, interns, investors, other partners. End partners and interns. You guys are the investors, so you know about it already. There are no other partners. Okay, so let's not complicate this thing. People that's going to be working in your chapter, the ones that be on board and that's coming through the investment, that's coming through the assessment, is the only people that we're introducing it to. There's nobody else. We don't have investors. We're not a publicly traded company team. Make sense? We have end partners who work for us. Investors are people who give you money and want to get a piece of your corporation. We don't have that. We have chapter owners, which are you guys. We have franchisees, which are you guys, regional developers, you guys. Make sense, team? And then everything else from that on down, regional managers. Why would we roll that out to a bank? Banks ain't going to no, sir. Like, there's not going to be a bank at our conference, right? Regional managers. So just for clarity, because this is an important thing that we're on the same page. Good question, Scott. So for clarity, team, candidate, right, will never know that this exists. An intern will be introduced to it. So if you can be an intern, sponsored associate, and partner, limited partner, general partner, regional manager, regional developer, franchisee, and a C-suite executive inside of this corporation. Does that make sense, thing? Don't overcomplicate it in our mind. Like, don't overcomplicate this. Who are you introducing it to, Larry? The dude that just came in and want to know what we're doing. Don't overcomplicate the thing. The one that's going to be getting paid a stipend for helping me do it. Everybody else is irrelevant. Okay? All right. So how do we introduce it though? Right? How do we actually introduce it? So this letter here, accompanied by, which I haven't finished yet, a keynote presentation. Okay. This one that's shaking, a keynote presentation. Okay. That letter accompanied by a keynote presentation is the positioning for when we bring interns into this building. So what I'm doing on the back end right now is I'm fixing that positioning. I gotta fix it. Okay. The books and everything that they receive as they give us $100, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. They're gonna read some things. They're gonna have an idea, a seed planted of what the NDI is and why we need it and why we need their help. So they're gonna understand that on a very basic surface level of situation. And then they're sitting aside the Oracle waiting to start orientation, which they haven't even been introduced to orientation yet. They just sitting in the Oracle waiting to start orientation. Okay. Then we have a bonded event that gets them to orientation, right? The bonded event is going to go through touch point 4, right? Their touch 4. Let me show y'all, so you won't be confused. So their bonded event is going to go through this right here. Where is it at? Where's it going to be at? Oh, it's going to be over here. Okay. Anybody know when they get this guide? The NBL Nation Intern Training Manual. When do they actually receive this guide? Like, when do they get it? The guide going to look like this. When they receive it. It's going to look like a book. Make sense, Sam? Okay, that's how it's going to look when they get it. When I present it to them at the bonding event, they're going to have their book, but I'm going to be presenting it looking like a credenda. Does that work? Okay. But when do they actually get it? That's the key. That's the question right there, right? I'm going to tell you guys because we probably don't know. So the first thing that happens, Sam, please grab a pen, write this stuff down. You can't just listen to we can't just be on here listening and hoping that we're going to retain this information. It's not, we don't have it to where you retain it, team. Okay? No, that's not when they get it, Scott. We don't want you to guess either, team. I want to tell it to you. So please, come showing up with your notepad, your thinking caps on, and take critical notes of what we discussed, because just thinking that you're going to retain it ain't going to happen. You have to write it. And what happens when you write it? Your mind see you wrote it. And when I ask you again, your mind going to remember where you wrote it at, but you may not even can't find it. You probably don't, like, what I do with that book? I know I wrote it down because I can remember writing it down. And that's how your mind retains information, even if you can't find the paper that you wrote it on. But if you never write it, you never put a visual to a thought. Thoughts have to become things in order for it to be retained and be what's the word I'm looking for, and come to fruition. Thoughts have to be made into visuals in order for it to be retained so that they can come to fruition. You got to go harder as an entrepreneur, saying you got to be the one. If you don't even know how to learn, then it isn't going to work, right? You got to elevate your game. I'm telling you, got to elevate it. That's how you lead the nation, by being the person who can operate successfully. Okay, and that all plays a part. So step one, right? We send an announcement out. We send an announcement. Hey, yo, we got something for you. Want to take a look at it? Right? It's an announcement that goes out to your who? Your database reset campaign. When that announcement goes out to your database, what happens next? They read it, and then they send you an email that say, hey, stipend code such and such, name, city, state, please send me the intern registration manual. Or they're going to say, please send me the invitation. Please send me the invitation. Then you send back the invitation with your link embedded that goes to your NDI website. That invitation is touch 3. This is the intern training manual right here, or the intern registration guide that they received. This is the book that's attached to your NDI website that has the link to the assessment. Right? See how I changed to $100? So when they go to your NDI website, they literally get to this credenda, touch 3 credenda, that has the link to your assessment where they pay $100 and get into the system. Okay? From their team, when they pay that $100, they get 4 items. Item number 1, the assessment, of course. That's what they paid for. Item number 2, our non-disclosure agreement, the NDA. Item number 3, a link, right? A link to the homeroom. A link to the homeroom. And item number 4 is this guy in the form of a PDF. In order for them to get all those things, they have to literally log into their DPD bank portal, and it's going to be given to them. Make sense, team? This is when they get this guide. This guide is the intern training manual, not the intern registration manual. So we can see it. This is the intern registration manual. Hey, this is how you get it, and this is why you want to come in. This is the intern training manual. Now that you're in, you paid the $100, you're in. Now we're going to start training you, not selling you no more, training you and sending you up the hierarchy. So now we stop selling, team. We already got them inside. They already paid $100. They are now a customer in Merchant Land. They are now your buyer in Merchant Land. There is no reason for us to sell them anything anymore. All we have to do at this point is move them through the program. When they land inside this room, they probably already read this guide. If they did not read this guide, I'm not going to go and ask 2,000 people who may be in here, yo, did you read the guide? Hey, did you read the guide? Yo, did you read the guide? Hey, did you read it? Not going to ask 2,000 people that. I'm going to go like this. This is what I'm going to do. And I might put I can't put a photo in it. Okay. Right? And it's going to be 2,000. How many people we let in here? It's going to be that many people in this situation. Right? A poll with a link. Did you read the intern training guide? And this should also say, oh man, I can't do it. But it's going to say, did you read the intern training guide and watch the video? Yes or no? Okay. Why do I want to know if they read the guide? Because if they read the guide, then they know exactly what the NBO Nation is. They know exactly what we're doing. They know that we need their help into doing what? Helping us finalize our stipend paid compensation. Did you guys read the guide? Do you know what your interns are going to know when they get in here? Okay? And so we have to know that information, else you're going to be confused yourself. Not only that, you're going to confuse them. So now we know what this guy talks about, right? In a nutshell, if we don't know what this guy talks about, I don't think y'all going to be able to hear this. Don't worry about it. It's just pretty much, it says it here. Here's the breakdown of our internship. Stipend paid internship, okay? It talks about the blueprints. It talks about, I thought you guys can see my screen on the computer. It talks about, the power of the pen orientation. Talks, giving some testimonials. What else it talks about? Getting acquainted with our 4-step orientation cadence. So it talks about orientation, getting acquainted with the cadence, right? Talks about the stipend. What is an ACCI hire? Tells them the inner workings of it, right? Not too much, though. Our pay-as-you-learn model. I'm sorry, not our pay-as-you-learn model. The pay, P-A-Y-E, as you earn government system that takes withholding and taxes and all that stuff out of you. It talks about the general partner's office and the concept on how that looks, right? It talks about NBL nation building. It talks about, it gives them the basic understanding of what you know and we know before Brian existed. Does this make sense to you? Okay. It talks about the Clarity Corner event. Right? That's what it talks about. It talks about the power triangle. Okay. It talks about the stipend, the levers, and how we get paid once daily in revenue, weekly in revenue, monthly in revenue, active, passive, continuity, premium, and leverage income. They have all those types of stipends set up. If they do not, this is why they want to join orientation, and it gives them a T-shirt. Right? This is why they want to join on orientation, and this is why they want to get started with NBL. right? What's this? The benefits of having what? An EIN number. Operating on your EIN versus the intern training guide gives them a good introduction to who we are. Make sense, team? And they get that after they paid $100 along with the other three items, the Oracle, the NDA, and the assessment. Okay? So we understand that for real. All right, so now they're inside this room here. They're inside this room. We asked them, did they read the guide? Why do we want to know if they read the guide? So we know if they understand what we're doing or not. Okay? Some people are going to say yes. Some people are going to say no. Team, don't answer the poll, team, because now I can't. Don't answer the poll, team. It's just an example. Okay? Please don't do anything, team. Let me make sure I can delete it. Okay. Yeah, don't do anything, team. I'm only showing you guys an illustration, okay? Just an illustration so we understand it. Don't do anything in this room, team. Please do not write or comment inside this room until we get everyone settled. Please acknowledge by tapping done. You did that, and we'll be getting started shortly. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay, team, please do not write in this room at all. This is a live room for the interns, and I'm tracking everything inside of it. Okay? So now, when they get that guide and they get everything that's going on, this is the room that we have them gathered in, answering this poll, so we can do what? Put them on a bonding event. And on the bonding event, I'm going to go right through the guide. That's what I'm going to do. And then at the end of the bonding event, what I'm going to do, give them the link to orientation so they can pay the $119. Then they get in and pay the $119. Okay? Once they get in and pay the $119, they going through orientation, Business Week 1. They're going to get LegalShield, get into the 24/7 club. Y'all got to look at all this. Get into the 24/7 club. The LegalShield and NBL Gold Specialist is going to present to them, right, what they need to be presented to them. The NBL Gold Specialist is going to talk about the hierarchy. The LegalShield Specialist is going to talk about all about getting direct deposit and getting paid in LegalShield. Make sense, thing? And then the LegalShield Specialist is going to give them that link. If the person get LegalShield, they are encrypted for 60 days. If they do not get LegalShield, right, once they get inside the 24/7 club to get LegalShield, once they get inside the 24/7 club to get LegalShield, and this is the only two rooms that we're going to be pretty much using the Oracle for. Everything else is going to be in LMSs when we get them set up at the regional developer total, but that's neither here nor there. They get into the 24/7 club inside LegalShield. They got step 1, get LegalShield. Step 2, get encrypted if they already didn't get LegalShield, right? And then step 3, how to stay active. And then they get into the LegalShield Advantage room, and then the NBL Gold Specialist transfers them over to NBL Gold Cycle 1. When they get into NBL Gold Cycle 1, they start Business Week 1A. They already got LegalShield. You already got paid. We do not distract them with any other offers and products and things like that until after they've completed orientation. We don't tell them about Brian. We don't tell them about anything else. Their only purpose at this point, once they get LegalShield, is to go through Business Week 1A, 1B, 2, 2A, and 2B, and then give us the feedback form. Make sense, team? 2B, going to introduce them to the NBL business demonstration, all 8 business weeks, with the results that we received that you guys are about to walk through. You never put $45,000 on your business bank account under your LLC because you haven't been taught how to do that yet. These are the things that you're about to go through that we already got results for, team. You're about to go through a lot of big money scenarios, right? I call them money plays. That's going to put a lot of money or a lot of funds into your business bank account just based on the fact that you're operating the right way. Okay? And the first way in operating the right way as an entrepreneur is that you need revenue on. Once your revenue comes on, money and cash flow follows real easy. They're going to watch that demonstration. They're going to understand what all 8 business weeks is there to deliver. And then they're going to give us the feedback form because they just got, what, $20,000 in funding based on our trade line scenario. They understand what Dun & Bradstreet is. They got an 80 payback score. They got all of these things. They are ecstatic and they are very happy right now. They operate in such a way they've discovered things that most 99.9% of entrepreneurs will never discover as they were traveling through business week 1 and 2. They give us some feedback, right? Feedback questions, ask them real simple questions. Would you recommend this? Explain your thoughts around growing cash flow before you join the MBL business development program versus after. Would you recommend to your close friends or family? And if so, what would you say is the most important thing you tell them before they start? What's the most difficult part of all the system, strategies, and process you learned up to this point? What do you think the entrepreneurs beneath this information? Make sense, Shane? They give us the feedback form, right? Once they finish that part, they already watched the MBL business demonstration. They already got their LLCs and everything they need to get in business week 2. Then we transfer them over into this community here. They start in business week 3. At this point, what's the first thing they do? Watch the MBL Edge compensation presentation and MBL Nation hierarchy of advancements. For clarity, that's this presentation here. General Partners Executive Exodus Mixer presentation. Why this presentation? Because at the end of this presentation, talks about the training investment. Make sense? Or near the end. So when they go to click on the link, believing that they will pay 10 grand, they get a first 48 discount. Right? Or a deeper discount, 2 payments of $1,500. Make sense, Shane? Whether they do that or not, they still start the database reset campaign. Step 2. 99.9% of the programs that you go through, when you can't pay, you can't play. The psychology behind our product, our indoctrination sequence, right? Our fulfillment strategy, whatever you want to call it, right? The psychology behind that is that if you don't pay 100, when you go to pay the 119 to start orientation, we still let you start orientation. If you don't get LegalShield, we still let you start business week 1A. If you don't get the M-Partner training packet, we still let you start the database reset campaign. Why? Why not stop them? Because if they keep going, that means they want it. Make sense, Thing? What's the biggest barrier? Cash flow? We're not going to let cash flow stop anybody. We don't try to make our price point fit your pocket. I mean, we don't try to make your pocket fit our price point. We try to make our price point fit your pocket. So when they all go through the database reset campaign and sign to move to business week, next business week, those who rocked out, they going freely. Those who did not, now we give them the next option, 30 payments of $335. Make sense, Shane? It keeps everybody moving forward. Now let's back up a little bit before we get to that 30 of $335. Because somewhere between business week 2B and this link right here, we have to introduce to them the new direction of MBL, the new direction of NDI. And how do we make that introduction? We're going to go through it right now. And this is going to be the last part of this last thing we're going to do on the training call today. But we're going to go through it right now. Okay? We make that introduction with an executive invitation. So I'm going to go ahead and read this aloud so you guys can see how that introduction sounds. Right? And this is what solidifies them to say, the same way you guys said it, hey, now let's not get it twisted though. Let's understand that when they watch that general partner mixer presentation, that presentation goes through conversation. I mean, it goes through the hierarchy, yes, but the best part in that whole presentation is it goes through how much we pay out in stipend at both the intern level and the general partner level. So it's not, and then on top of the fact that we teach them one of the best business education in the world, okay? So we got a lot of stick factors, a lot of reasons to move now situations there, okay? But at the same time, we're not here to make the money. That's a byproduct of what we actually need your help with. That's a byproduct. What do we actually need your help with, and what is the benefit of us actually teaching you all of these things and giving you a stipend for the next 3 years while you train with us? It starts with this executive invitation. Join the MBL Nation Development Institution project as a certified end partner, right? I'm working on the graphic. I'm going to put it right here. But this ain't ready and ain't prepared yet. But just to kind of give you an idea. This coming to life, okay? It's coming to life. I'm going to have this ready tomorrow, but that's the concept. Operation First 48. Y'all see it, team? They're going to be able to see it too, okay? New Hampshire, Connecticut, New York, PA, Maryland, North Carolina, Florida, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Texas. Their first name, whatever that important name is, right? We are pleased to extend a formal invitation to a select group of high-caliber professionals across 10 strategic launch states to participate in a groundbreaking initiative to completion of the MBL Nation Development Institution and NDI, a legacy-building infrastructure designed to redefine entrepreneurial education and institutional excellence across the United States. Project we're calling Operation First 48. Okay. As the parent company, we are onboarding the first cohort of certified end partners through our front end. I don't want to say MVP. For our front end certification class. I want to say front end. Okay. A proprietary electric training that equipped you as an intern. with the ability to secure $20,000 in zero liability funding within your first 14 days. All right, I ain't gonna correct nothing else. I'm still writing. I just wrote this up, but I'm not gonna correct anything else. Okay. The immersive certification is the official starting point of our stipend-paid internship, which offers executive level training and compensation up to $9,200 per month for performance-based stipend during the internship period, hands-on mastery, the 4 tiers of fundability for self-employed professionals, access to the Fortune 500 blueprint for launching and operating your first cash flow entity, MBL business blueprints, 8 business weeks of integrated learning inside the Oracle, our interactive executive training environment, real-time application of business principles, financial structuring, and operational clarity. Strategic role in national infrastructure, direct contribution to the build-out of NDNDI project across 10 launch states, institutional recognition as a founder and part of NBL Nations Development Initiative. As I'm reading this thing, I realized I made a mistake. This is not going where I just said it was going at. Where I say this is going at, that's actually the general partner mixer. This is the announcement we're going to be making before people come in here and get all of those things. Okay, so I kind of like got it mixed up. This is the initial announcement of when tomorrow when I'm about to let this thing rip. This is the announcement that these people are going to see before they actually get your announcement inside the inbox. Okay, so this is like the last understanding of what everyone's going to see. So inside that Facebook group, we did lesson 1, lesson 2. This will be lesson 3. Make sense, thing? In a sense. Okay, so I kind of want to retract so you can understand what it's at. And the general partner mixer is what they get when they land in here, when they actually about to start their database reset campaign. This is where the general partner mixer goes at, which is yeah, I'm gonna just keep it right there. All right, but in hindsight, I'm building so you can understand. I'm building I want to call it a presentation. I'm gonna call it a keynote. I'm building the keynote understanding, or let me say the executive briefing. The executive briefing understanding, so that they can see what we're working on and want to take part in it in a seamless transition. All right, so it's still coming together right there in this it's still coming together, team. We're not presenting this like you seen it. We present it like it's supposed to be presented so we can move to the seeding stage, because we're not in founders beta stage no more. We're closing out pre-seeding stage. We're moving into seeding stage. So this is called our seeding stage positioning. That's what's coming to life, okay? This will be understand it. Before onboarding, each candidate must complete the NBL Self-Employment Development Assessment, a diagnostic designed to identify gaps in traditional self-employment education, reveal the structural reasons behind financial instability for independent professionals, and ensure alignment with our standards of excellence and institutional mission. This is not a sales offer. It is a corporate invitation to join a stipend-paid executive internship that blends professional development with national impact. Each of the 10 launch states will onboard only 48 end partners, forming a founding cohort of 528 certified professionals. If selected, you will be joining a high-trust, high-performance environment where learning is monetized, infrastructure is institutionalized, and your contribution is both compensated and celebrated. We invite you to begin your assessment and explore the pathway to certification. It's your opportunity to become a cornerstone of NBL Nation's legacy by building your own. Respectfully, Larry Willer, founder and chief NBL business architect. Now, as I'm reading this more thing, I'm really digging this as the letter attached to the invitation. I'm really digging this as the letter that's going to be attached to the invitation. What you think? My man, really weird. Okay, I think so. All right, so I'm still gathering it out. This doesn't interfere with our starting a database reset campaign. It's just that once a person replies, what I'm doing now, I'm about to be the first person to send it off, right? So I gotta make sure that it's right. I gotta make sure it's right for you guys to send it off. Okay, so it's coming along. All right. Then we got a whole keynote that I'm scripting out for you guys. Right, slide 1. We're gonna go through this tomorrow when I get it all down pat. Slide all the way down. And we got a whole keynote, and I got the plans on it. Like this, I'm literally going to turn this into a PowerPoint presentation. But you've been selected to review a national infrastructure initiative that defines entrepreneurial education, institutional legacy. This is your invitation to become certified and partner and help complete the MBO Nation Development Institute project. Right, strategic overview. So I'm literally. This going to entail me deleting some things, meaning that instead of using, and I'm going to just say, for instance, not saying this is ironclad, but I'm going to say instead of using, let's just say, like, instead of using I'm going to just say, for instance, instead of using the MBO Nation training manual, the MBO Nation intern training manual, we use this presentation and slew it at, just for instance, like, right? But that would never happen, but just, so it may be, well, instead of me using the type of announcement that we originally had planned to be sent out, we tweaked that announcement and used something like this instead. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at from their standpoint. We've been in here building something of amazingness for a very long time. What they know we've been building, or what they believe we've been building, is something around the powertrain or cash flow system, because that was the last understanding that they had over 5 years ago when we first put them on the list. Okay, and then keep putting them on the list all the way up until now. That's the understanding that they had. When we come to the marketplace, we know we're not building that. We know that's a mechanism within our operations, but it's not what we ultimately have here. So we got to introduce this to them so they can understand what we're doing. And that's what you're looking at right now. You're looking at the creative process of me bringing that to life. Okay? And I appreciate it, MJ. Appreciate it, Michael, Will. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, so you're looking at the creative process of me bringing this to life. That's what it's looking like. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to understand what this training call has been now. The first half of it is going through a bunch of LegalShield stuff. You're going to use that with the executive summary beginning at that first hour and 51 minutes, so you can understand LegalShield and how to get actually reacclimated back to the downline. Attached to this executive summary, as well as the replay of this, on the first half of the replay of this, is going to be my LegalShield link, Jim Tanner's information, the sponsor change form, and the application, in case you need to use any of those things. Okay? The safest route, everyone go click the link. If you don't have LegalShield membership right now, if you do not have a LegalShield membership, when I put the replay up, click the link and get your LegalShield benefits set up. Okay, so if I go over here, let me stop sharing over here. Let me start sharing over here. Okay. If I go in here to my applications, I see Alicia right here. I see MJ. I see Will. I see MJ, Will. I see Berkman. I see Alicia. Okay. I see all those right there. I even see the date that you completed on. Okay. I don't see anyone else. So if I don't see your name in this list right there, then you want to come over here. You want to order membership. You want to put your LegalShield membership. You want to click my link. So you see my link, my name up there. You want to click the link, add a LegalShield membership for the most part. And go ahead and check out. Do that plan. Do your ID membership plan as well. Your small business can always be added on as an optional benefit later on if you don't want to do it right now. If you don't have the capacity to do it right now, that stuff can be added on right now. The most important part that I'm thinking about right now, team, is not our politically correct legal build, okay? Because if we was going to build it out the way I need to build out, then you would build the plan that I showed you earlier, and that the executive summary is going to also show you. So you will build that plan. If you can't do that plan, don't not do anything. Go ahead and get your LegalShield activated, reactivated, okay? If you don't have your LegalShield activated, you're not in the rotator. If your LegalShield has been canceled, okay? It says canceled here. You want to make sure that you just go into the back office because it's still in the system. So you just go in the back office and reactivate your benefits. Okay, so go right in the back office and reactivate your benefits. You can look in your back office because you're not in my downline, obviously. I'll talk to you team. Let me ask you this: who has access to their LegalShield benefits? Put a yes in the chat. To the LegalShield back office. I'm sorry, LegalShield back office. Put a yes in the chat. If you have access to your LegalShield back office, put a yes in the chat. Okay, Michael, good. So, Michael, you will want to follow the same instructions that Jamie is following as well, because I think you and him on the same boat. Okay. Right. So you want to make sure you get switched over to the downline. So, and inside me, you and Jamie and Alicia, the room we in inside the advanced oracle, I'll show you the instructions. Or Jamie, you can get with Michael and show him what you did, so that can be taken care of. Okay. Everybody else know you don't have it. You don't have access to your LegalShield back office. And let me even say it like this: within the last 6 months, have you logged into your LegalShield back office? So if you logged into your LegalShield back office within the last 6 months, put a yes in the chat. Yeah, well, I can see you in the downline. You good. Everybody else. Okay. Yes, yes, sir. Okay, MJ. Yeah. So, team, the reason I'm asking you that question, because if you do have your back office set up, it's still showing, and you can get to all of these things. Like if you come into your back office, let me just see if I can get to the front page. I probably can't though. Yeah, right here. Okay, if you come into your back office, you're going to see your memberships. If you don't have a LegalShield plan, it's going to say activate a LegalShield plan. If you're not associate, it's going to say you have to become an associate. Okay. Either way, if you have access to this, LegalShield is still reading you like you are an associate or the corporation. You just need to be put back into the correct downline, and you also need to be put back into the correct downline, and you need your legal benefits reactivated. Okay, make sure you are in my downline, and make sure you have a LegalShield membership activated. Okay, you're going to have instructions coming out with this training on how to do that. You're going to either be calling Jim Tanner because you don't know, not even calling them, send them an email or send them a message on Facebook. Okay. Or B, just clicking my link and getting a membership. But seeing as though I don't see anyone in my downline, we got to figure out where are you first. We got to figure out where you're located at. So let me see here. Give me 1 second, because this is going to be a doohickey.
Hey, Larry.
Yes.
When I go in my back office and try to find my downline or upline through the genealogy tool, I have nothing. It's just me floating there by myself, and I assume that's because my membership is paused.
Oh, you can actually look at that. Let me show you on the screen. We're still looking at my screen, right? So if you go into, no, it's not profile. Where is this going to be at? Oh, okay. Oh, associate right here. Going to associate. Click on applications, I think it is. And then, now give me a second. I looked at this earlier, but I'm trying to figure out organization. Oh, that's not it. Oh, genealogy. Hold on, genealogy. How do I get there? I was just saying this earlier. It's a it is a tool. I mean, it is a button you click. No, I think it's unengaged. I don't even think it's. I think it's inside LegalShield engaged, to be honest with you. Okay, what is going on? You see that on my reports, I see Scott right here. Why is my engaged not working, team? So I had to log back in. All right. Didn't change something. Okay. I'll click on my team. Click on my name. Okay, there it is. So if you go into my LegalShield Engage, click on my team, and click on your name, your card. When you click on associate right here, your card going to show who your upline is and your sponsor. Y'all see how that works? It shows the sponsor.
Where are you clicking your name? Because my card's not popping open.
Okay, so I clicked on my team.
Right.
And then scroll down to the bottom, and I'm saying my name.
Okay, you click on that, and that card comes up.
Click on that name. This card comes up. It has to be on the. It has to be on the computer. I'm on the laptop. And then you click on the associate tab at the top.
Yeah. See, when I click on my name, I have nothing. I have no downline, no upline, just me.
Okay, and that means that And your membership is paused.
Correct.
Are you an associate?
I am an associate, but my associate membership is paused. I'm not making payments right now. When I start my payments, my associate membership will restart. But the $99 one, in order to sell LegalShield, is canceled. That I'd have to repay for, I guess, or start again.
Okay, yeah. So I don't think you have to. So because you got access to this back office right here. You see what I'm saying? And so you're going to also reach out to Jim Tanner as well, Michael, because he's
I plan to do that just to make sure I do it right.
Yeah, just to make sure. Okay, but yeah, so Tane, if you click on, if you can log into your Engage website, and you click on My Team, scroll down and click on your name, and then click on the Associates tab, you should be able to see this information here. If you do not see that information there, then that means that we need to get you put into the downline. Okay. And so we're going to have instructions on how to do that coming up. And this is best if we had everybody on the call, because then we can see everybody who need to be where. But so we'll do. So MJ, I see you on the call. He was on the call earlier, but so let me just look at who's on the call right now. Well, you good? You just need to reactivate your membership part. MJ, Raydell, Vanessa, Michael, and Will. Me and Jamie took care of his. Yeah, I see you, Raydell. Jamie took care of his. Well, he's in the process of that, so I don't have to do Jamie right now. All right, so Will, you just need to reactivate your membership. Vanessa, you're not in the downline. Raydell, I don't see you in the downline. MJ, I see your membership on my downline, but I'm not sure if you got your associate back office. And Michael, you're not in the downline. You actually don't have anybody. So okay. So Michael, MJ, Raydell, and Vanessa, I'm going to send a message. I believe I have my account. I have been paying 2 payments for this whole time. I just did not did. Okay. So all right. So Michael, MJ, Raydell, and Vanessa. I'm gonna send a report over to Jim, because it's redundant if we all contact them. Right? Like if you contact him, I contact him. It's redundant. So I'm gonna send a report over to Jim with all of our names on there. So we're gonna get together this report so we can send it over, and then we'll go from there. We need to find out what everybody needs to do. Once I send the report over to Jim, he'll be able to look in the downline and say, okay, this person needs to do that, and that person needs to do this, all that type of stuff. And before I send that report, I'm gonna get with everyone on the team to make sure that you're ready to go. If you're not ready to go with LegalShield, there's no point of us including your name in this report. Okay, because we're doing it right now. So if you're not ready to go, then when you're ready to go, that's when we'll send your report over to Jim Tanner. Okay, so after this training call, I'm gonna get together with the whole team. We're gonna go into our chat room, our stage chat room, and I'm gonna get everyone's name who's ready to go, so I can send this report over to Jim. Either you're actively paying, or you're ready to start actively paying for your LegalShield benefits and get put back in the downline, so that you're ready to go. And then we're going to get you straight squared away in the downline. Those who are not ready to go, right, we're going to revisit this in 1 week, and then we're going to see if you guys are ready to go. Okay, and so that's that. Team, it's uber critical at this moment that you get your legal shield straight, because you would hate to be the person at the end of 528 people that came in on the books. you just missed a big way. So you want to make sure that, you know, I mean, I know it's tough for some people, and it ain't easy, but I'm talking about just critical importance. Okay, I don't get no commission because you guys are already on the books and have paid the membership, and 9 times out of 10, when you cancel, we got chargebacks jumping off of that, whatever the case may be. So there is no commission jumping off by getting put in the downline. This is literally making sure that everyone's placed and everyone's ready to be here. Everyone's ready to go. Okay, so just so we understand that it's just for the basic simplicity of putting us in position so that when we let interns in here, we can put people under you, team. You can have a legal shield link that you're ready to give them as your regional manager. Okay, so critical importance. if you have your, now here's the good news, right? If you need to make a sacrifice, make the sacrifice, whatever you need to do to get in position. Because the only thing that's holding us up right now is this part. Okay? When you got an intern come on board and they get under you, they're sure going to send you $200. So that's going to recuperate whatever, and they're going to send it to you the very next day. So that's going to recuperate anything you got going on. So if you get straight and get acclimated, and then by Monday you put somebody under you, right? By Tuesday you should be getting your money back. So don't look at it. And then guess what happens next? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, it's going to keep on going because you're already in active mode. Okay, team? So don't look at the downside. Look at the upside. Just get in position. Okay. Now, again, I'm not going to, be like asking over and over again or doing those things that I don't want to. It's not any pressure, team. If you can, do it. If you can't, don't. Right? Totally your preference. But I want to make it fair, because when I go and I let it go and I let it fly, just understand that it's gone. Okay, and then you'll be you'll have to get in where you fit in at that point. But if you can get started before we actually start, that'll be the best position to be in. If you can't get started before we get started, don't get discouraged. Don't be like, oh man, I got put off the downline. I'm gonna miss all this. Don't think about it like that. How many partners are we putting in here? 6,000. Okay, so you're gonna have the opportunity to rock out, and 125 of those are coming through your state. So don't worry about where or how. Just understand that this thing that needs to be done, and we're going to do it according to plan. All right, so we're going to try to do this with the most efficiency as possible, and I might get Jamie help on this, along with Michael help on this. So it'll be some instructions coming up. All right, so it's at 11 o'clock, the top of the hour, team. Do we have any questions on anything we covered so far today? So I can bring more clarity if you need more clarity. Any questions? Let me. Man. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So cool, team. Look on the bright side is we will all be in position within the next, 7 to 14 days or so that everyone's positioned the proper way. Okay. Another good news. Another thing about it is that when interns start coming in the doors, you get paid 25 for that. So, whatever we need to do, right? Another thing, team, I want to really mention this right now. This is your business. Okay, it's very important that we understand that, right? What we're doing to help you get put in the downline, that's a courtesy. It's your business. It's not mine. It's not Jamie's. It's not Michael. It's not Alicia. It's not Will's. It's not MJ's. It's not Ray Dell's. It's not Vanessa. It's not Liz. It's not Scott, right? It's not Gat. It's your business. It's yours. It's your business. Okay? You have to do what you need to do to make sure that you know who to contact. If you got a problem going on in your downline, you got to make sure that you put the tenacity and the work in order to get positioned into the downline the right way, right? This is, first off, team, it's a protection, okay? No one has to tell Larry, even though we're not making no money in here over the last 7 years, no one has to tell Larry, hey, Larry, make sure your LegalShield benefits is activated. Make sure you're in the right downline in the right spot in order to make sure where everything is good to go. You don't have to tell me that. If I was in your team, you wouldn't have to tell me that. I'm going to automatically hit up home office, hey, I need to be under this person in the downline. This is what needs to happen because we about to go, and this is what do I need to do in order to get in position? It's your responsibility, team. You are the regional manager to a state that's about to also be your responsibility, team. You got to lead the charge. You got to be able to understand that when these things go haywire, because it's going to happen to your downline too. It's going to happen. Wouldn't it be cool if you knew the steps on what to do to fix it? It's not that hard. It ain't rocket science. It's a phone call away or a text message away, and that's why we all supposed to be in the Success Team Facebook group. Who own that group? Jim Tanner and them. That's who team we on in LegalShield. Mike Richards and all these people, right? And so, team, we got to realize that it is our personal responsibility to get where we need to get at. I'm going to have the instructions, and I'm going to make sure that you guys know what to do, but ultimately it's your responsibility to make sure that you do it, okay? What's today, Thursday, I believe it is? Today, Thursday? Today's Thursday, right? Thursday and Friday is the only 2 days the home office is open. Saturday and Sunday, they do no work like this. So your next bet is Monday. When I post these instructions, team, do everything in your power to make sure that you get in position. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you're in position as well. If that's happening on both my end and your end, then there's no way that you should not be in position, okay? Don't sit around and wait. Don't sit around. When some instructions is posted, now you have the go-ahead to do whatever it is that you need to do in order to make sure that you get in position. When you inside the downline and I pull up applications, it should be an application for you on file. We should be able to see you inside the genealogy. Like, this is what needs to happen so that we know you're in position. If you notice, team, there's nobody else in the downline besides me and Will. Why? Because I started it over. The last time we built a downline on LegalShield was like 2019. It's 2020. It's going on 26 right now. The first people that came into our downline was coming out of the old rock out, moving into what's called business in the box. Like, we was doing some other things back then. We was building a different type of system back then. We didn't know MBL was going to become all of this, right? And now that we're moving into a new trajectory, I wanted to start over with a clean slate. And I want the people who rocking with me, I want you guys to be the front runners in this downline, right? Everybody else dropped out. Everybody else quit. I want you to be the front runners in this downline because we're about to build one of the biggest downlines, faster downlines than LegalShield has ever seen. Walk the stage together and then have our toast. Make sense, saying? All right, so no pressure at all. But it's time to turn it up a notch as an entrepreneur. It's time to make sure that you do whatever it takes for you to win at this point. Okay? You got to make sure that you're on point. You got to make sure that you're getting everything that you need to get, dissecting the information as we roll it out so that we can all win together. Okay? We carry our own weight. One band, one sound means we're all responsible for one another. That means accountability between all of us. All right, so I'm going to keep showing up. You guys keep on executing, and we shouldn't have any problems. All right, if you have any issues, right, then communication is key. Michael in my inbox all the time when he got an issue. Jamie in my inbox all the time. MJ in my inbox all the time when there's an issue. Okay, Raydell, Vanessa, all you guys. Okay, Scott. Right? If you have a problem and you need some clarity, you're not alone. Saying I don't get flustered. I don't care if you hit me 99.9 times a day. I don't care about any of those things. All I care is that you have the right information and we know what you're doing. If we got to do a case-by-case scenario, that's what we got to do. Okay? So do not go at this alone. Like, you're not alone in entrepreneurship land right now. What we doing? We trying to get in position so we can turn this money on. That's what we're doing. When we turn this money on, saying, oh my goodness. Okay? That's a whole different conversation. So let's get there. Let's make sure we get to go. We're to rock out. All right, so that's my little rant. That's all I got for you guys this morning. I'm gonna go ahead and post a replay, and then we can go ahead and get everything done that we need to get done. Any questions? No questions? And be all salute in the chat. And be all salute in the chat. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Radel. Perfect team. And I'm gonna see you guys on the next team training call. We good, right? All right. Thanks, Vanessa. Tomorrow it'll be on. We'll go over that presentation and everything. I'll have more of a guided point and all of those things. All right. Cool. No questions. Just some things for me to get caught up on. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. And take your time. Like, it's not a marathon. It's not a race team. It's a marathon. Okay. So everybody gonna be good. You know, everything happens for a reason at the time it's supposed to happen. Don't stress yourself out. Keep rocking and rolling. And be all salute, Will. Keep on rocking.
Hey, Larry?
Yes, sir.
I just thought of a question, off topic a little bit. Like I said, I listened to the replay, and right at the end of the replay, you say you're going to make an announcement, and then you cut off the recording. What was the announcement?
On which replay?
The last huddle from 2 days ago.
The last huddle, when I made that announcement, what was we talking about? And I remember doing that. But I think that the announcement didn't need to be recorded. But what was the announcement on? The announcement I think the announcement was on Brian coming up.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine it was on anything else.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so I think that's what it was. I think that was just my first initial conversation about it, and we was moving into the actual what it was and things like that. But yeah, it wasn't. I didn't want to get all long-winded with the recording. That's all it was. Any other questions, Sam? Yes, Vanessa. One band, one sound. We all do it together, right? Means we're responsible for one another. All right, so cool. It was a movie we had. Me and Gigi had in mind that we wanted to watch, but I can't. What movie was it? I'm gonna think about it. We got another movie coming up though. Think of it right now. There's another movie coming up that we're going to check out. All right, but all right. So yeah, let me go and stop this recording here.